Today we're going to answer the question, is anyone actually wearing this? There's always a big discrepancy between what is popular online and what we're actually seeing out and about in real life. And this became very apparent to me during the Zara Larsson makeup trend a few months back. Because when I shared my 2026 beauty predictions, I said, despite what every publication wants to say, I do not think colorful makeup is making a mass resurgence in 2026. It's just not going to happen. And I got so many comments on that video saying, well, that can't be true because Zara Larsson makeup is trending right now, which it was for a few months in late 2025 and early 2026. It was a huge online trend for people to recreate Zara Larsson's makeup looks. But I kept returning to the idea of like, does that count? People wearing that makeup online, like that's not reality. I didn't see a single person out and about offline doing Zara Larsson makeup. That's not to say it couldn't have happened. I think plenty of people probably wore that look to her concert or maybe to a festival, but not once out and about in my everyday life did I see someone in this makeup. Ever since that happened, this video idea has really been stirring in my mind of like, we need to talk about what people are wearing online and how it differs from what people are actually wearing in the real world. So today we're going to rank them. And the Zara Larsson makeup trend, I have to put in the category of that's just online. And now the caveat here is that I'm being hyperbolic. There were probably people that did wear that makeup out, but to declare it as like a mass trend people are wearing in the real world, I think is incorrect. So I have some others to rank. I've really been into ranking recently. I just did a video ranking 2010s trends based on how likely I think they are to make a return. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it above. But I kind of love this interactive element here. Now, the big disclaimer on ranking and talking about trends or any phenomenon like this is that my experience obviously is not going to be everyone's. I live in New York City, so that is very much going to skew what I perceive to be trendy and popular. Like it's going to be reflective of what I'm seeing in my everyday life. So this is where this is kind of a group activity, and I implore you to let me know down below your perception, okay? Because believe me, I get it. I am originally from like a small Midwest town, and I totally know, like when I'm going home to visit my mom in a couple weeks, and I know a lot of the things that I'm talking about on this list today that I'm gonna say, oh yeah, everyone's wearing this. When I go to my small Midwest hometown, it's not going to be the same. Okay, but the first one is the bob. I have to talk about the bob haircut. Now, I'm obviously partial to this because I cut my hair off a few months ago. I do not have a bob. I know, I recognize that. I had a lob at my shortest, but right now it's very much grown out. However, all the celebrities seem to be cutting their hair off. Everyone everywhere in their predictions, 2026 is going to be all about short hair. Don't get me wrong. I think like a short haircut is always in style. There are always people with bobs and lobs and just shorter haircut, even like a pixie. Like there's always a time and a place for a short haircut. It was not invented in 2026, but it is certainly popular right now. And this is one on my list where I'm like, that is an IRL and online trend. I had this thought the other day. I was in a workout class and I was looking around. It was a very full class and I'm like, every girl in here has a bob. And I'm not even exaggerating. I was like, bob. A bob is easy to tell because you can't really put that up when you're in a workout class. You can maybe do a half up, but like you're gonna struggle to put your hair up. So it's very apparent. I'm like, everyone here has a bob. I'm not surprised to see it. A lot of the quote unquote it girls that a lot of people view for style inspiration are currently wearing their hair very short. It is completely unsurprising that people are cutting their hair off. I have loved having shorter hair. Like I said, it's growing back out now, but I think I'm gonna cut it back off. I kind of want to go shorter. I don't know. See, this is the thing about a bob. When I first cut it, I was like, I hate this. I want my long hair back. And now that it's growing back, I'm like, I hate this. I want my short hair back. Sticking with beauty, I want to talk about Nina Park makeup. This is one that I said would be a really popular makeup look in 2026. And basically so did everyone else. Everyone's been talking about Nina Park makeup for months now. She's had a really big influence in beauty, specifically her lip technique and kind of the way that she overlines and shadows and contours the lip. A lot of people have been emulating that look. I also think another like hallmark of Nina Park makeup are the tones that she uses. They are pretty neutral. It's more of a natural makeup look. I wouldn't say any part of the makeup is like really popping and standing out and it's really punchy. Like it's subdued. These are desaturated tones. I kind of tried to go with somewhat of a Nina Park inspired look today, at least on like the eyes and like the tones I'm using in the theme of this video. This is one where I think it's almost unfair to rank this because the obvious answer is, yeah, I have seen people out and about wearing their makeup like this. But at the same time, I think regardless of whether we're calling it Nina Park makeup or not, it's the same kind of natural, minimal, clean girl makeup look that we've seen dominate for a few years now. Perhaps there's a new iteration of it that's popular now, and we're seeing some different tones swapped out from the brighter pinky punchy blush to the more subdued blush, and instead of a really sharp defined lip line, we're seeing that swapped out for that softer blurred out lip look. So it's like there are elements of the Nina Park makeup look that you really can define like this, and I certainly have seen people wearing this makeup, but I would doubt most of the people that I'm seeing wearing those looks woke up that day, sat down at their vanity and said, I'm gonna do Nina Park makeup today. I think it's just like a neutral makeup look, but I will say it falls into this like overarching theme. The colors, the placement, the technique, I am seeing it out and about. So this one, again, it's gonna go in, yeah, people are wearing it, but maybe that, if we're being honest, that might be a little bit of an unfair placement because it's like, well, duh. Another beauty trend is the no mascara look. So this is one I've been hearing for a couple years now. Everyone's saying no one's wearing mascara, mascara's out. I've been saying this when you see celebrities, you see professionally done makeup, there is less mascara present. Don't get me wrong, I think sometimes they're swapping out mascara for some individual lashes, maybe some very subtle lash extensions, maybe a lift and tint. I don't know that it's always like the bare natural lash, like there's still some maintenance that has taken place. However, there's been a really apparent shift from the bold, as dramatic as possible lash that was really loved a few years back to a much softer, understated look these days. And I'm gonna say this one I have been seeing IRL. It's a lot less common for me to see someone with mascara that looks a bit more chunky and clumpy and bold like this, and those are descriptors that I think a couple years back, maybe 10 years ago, weren't even necessarily super negative. Like they didn't have the same negative connotation. Don't get me wrong. I don't know that people strived for clumpy mascara, but there was a time that even like having that spidery look was aspirational. I specifically remember a commercial from Maybelline on TV. Someone tell me if I'm making this up, but I swear I remember it. They were like, it gets you the spider lash look. Like people wanted that. So I think this one, I'm like, people are doing that in real life. I am seeing the no mascara look. However, I'm putting that under an umbrella. I don't think all the people are like actually ditching mascara per se, but instead they're swapping it out for a lash lift and tint, or even like I have on today, like I'm wearing mascara, but it's very minimal. I don't have a lot of product on. I intentionally chose a mascara that wasn't going to be super noticeable on the lashes. The lashes don't look considerably thicker. They're just a little more defined. I think that one is IRL. Every time I say IRL, I feel really cringy. Okay, non-beauty, but I want to talk about analog. In the beginning of 2026, do you remember everyone's like, this is the analog year. Everyone's going analog. Oh my gosh, I've never heard the word analog more than I did in January 2026. And I have to say that was such an online trend for me. I don't think that one translated in real life. Certainly some people have participated. I will say the other day, met up with my friends and my friend pulls out an iPod. He's like, I just bought an iPod. I'm trying to get off my phone and transfer things over. So I will say, certainly people are doing it, but the way you were seeing it discussed online 3 months ago, you would have thought it was like widespread and across the globe, everyone was ditching their devices and like everything was going to be analog. I recognize the appeal though, I will say. It's frustrating oftentimes in 2026 when you're like, I have to have a subscription for everything. I don't own any media. Everything is a subscription model. I really do see the allure of analog, and it's something I fondly look back on. What I proposed in a video earlier this year when that was super trendy was that I think a lot of the interpretation I've seen of the analog trend feels like a rebranded consumption trend of like, well, now you got to go buy all these things so you own the physical copy. And again, I think there's a time and a place, and I think there's an audience for that genuinely would integrate that into their lives. But I think for the average person, and what I said about myself in that video was, I know that's not something I'll keep up with long term. So it just didn't make sense for me to participate in. That being said, I did have the thought the other day, and I'm sitting on this. I want to sit on this for a while before I actually do it. But I was like, I kind of want to buy an old school like TV that plays a VHS. I kind of do want to thrift that. Something about it is like really alluring to me. I don't keep a TV in my room, but I have terrible insomnia. I think I've mentioned that before. And I'm like, I would love to have an old school TV and just like put on a movie while I'm trying to go to bed. Then I'm like, will I use that? Like in practice, am I going to use that? Or is that just like my fantasy self? So I'm going to sit on that one for a while before I start hitting up eBay and the thrift stores to buy an old TV. Actually though, do you want to know what it is? A big part of it is that I recently saw a used VHS copy of Spice World, the movie, which I think is one of the greatest movies ever made, but you cannot find it anywhere. If you want to watch Spice World, like it's impossible to stream. You need to have a hookup of someone who has a physical copy of that. So then when I saw a VHS, I was like, what if I buy a VHS player so I can watch Spice World? Okay, fashion. Let's talk some fashion things. I wanted to choose some fashion related trends that were not brand new because I didn't think that would be fair. I didn't want to choose things that were like, oh, this is gonna be big spring 2026. No, I wanted to retroactively talk about some of these trends that were big a few years back or like have sustained popularity allegedly, but we'll be the judge of that. Are people really wearing it or is it just online? Starting with capris. I will say I am wearing capris, not like this silhouette that's been really popular, but I do have some like cargo capris I wear often. I love a capri, dare I say. I was rocking these capris before they were back. I was wearing capris when it was not cool to wear capris. I do think I've seen people in real life wearing capris, but not on the scale that the internet would lead you to believe. Like the way it's discussed, you would think like every single person is wearing capris. You leave the house, everyone's wearing capris. I've seen it, but I think this like stretchy knee length capri, I personally didn't perceive it to be as popular as it was online. I think this one almost needs a special third category because the true answer is not, it's like, I'm not going to say it's just online. I've seen people in real life wearing it, but I don't think it's as popular in real life as I saw it online. So I'm like, yeah, some people are wearing it, I guess is the real answer. We're going to have to put this in. People in real life are doing it. But let me know what you think. This one I think is going to be very city dependent. So let me know where you live. Is anyone wearing capris? Okay, polka dots. Polka dots have been popular for a while now. I think they definitely were at their peak last year, but it's been a couple years of sustained polka dot dominance. This one is easy for me. I've definitely seen that in real life. Like everywhere I go, it's polka dots, polka dots, polka dots, polka dots. Let me know what you think. I feel like I've heard everyone says polka dots are out, stripes are in. Whatever, who cares? But I still am seeing plenty of people in polka dots every time I leave the house. Still a very popular print. More fashion ones. Again, I'm kind of trying to like retroactively reminisce on these. Specifically some of the ones that a few years back I feel like I was seeing a lot online. And the first one is the bloomer trend. This for me was such an online trend. Don't get me wrong. So I definitely did see people wearing these, but not that much. This was definitely something you were wearing online. And if I was seeing people wear it out and about, I'm confident they were wearing it to get like an outfit photo or they were like filming content. I don't know that this became a staple piece in someone's everyday wardrobe, which I will say may be a shame because sue me, I think it's a cute look. It's not for me. I'm not gonna wear it, but I do like the ruffle element of it. I think there's an interpretation with the ruffle theme that can be really approachable. So I didn't hate this trend, I will say, but I do think it was very online. Okay, similarly, I'm gonna say statement tights. I think this has been popular for a little bit. I'm again hearing predictions. There will be some more popularity. They're gonna be, people are still gonna be wearing statement tights. Okay. Again, I think this is very online. I have seen it in the wild. I have worn it in the wild. I like a pattern tight. I'm wearing it out and about, don't get me wrong. But I think it's mostly online. I don't think I've seen this one spread to like mass appeal. And it is just funny to hear the way some of these trends are spoken about as if everyone is wearing blue polka dot tights when you leave the house. And it's like, not when you leave the house. Maybe when you scroll through TikTok, yes, but not IRL. This one definitely goes into the just online category. Another one really big last year was the drop waist silhouette. This one I definitely saw in real life. I would say this was pretty popular. This is an easier one to adopt because even without purchasing an item designed with a drop waist silhouette, like you can build an outfit with your clothes that mimics the silhouette here. So it's something I certainly saw, but specifically I was seeing the like black and white drop waist dress. Like that for me feels very 2025 popular. I was seeing it everywhere. Okay, micro mini shorts. I feel like for me, I did see this one a lot. This one I think people were wearing in real life. This was online and in real life. This could be very climate dependent though. I feel like this is for the cities where you have a winter that's cold, but maybe not freezing, where like you can wear an insulated tight and then wear the shorts and have a cute night out outfit that incorporates shorts in colder weather. I don't know if this look would be as loved by someone in a much warmer climate that's maybe experiencing a different temperature in winter. I feel like that one I saw in real life. I have another beauty one. We're gonna go to nails. One that's been pretty big for a while now is the chaos nails, I'm gonna call it. It's like where every nail is different. I love this look. I love anything funky, tacky, over the top. I've said before, I think tacky is a positive description. Like for me, I mean tacky as a compliment. I love this nail look. And I would say this one I do see in real life, but not everywhere. I think what I'm actually seeing IRL is people with their nails not done. It's probably what I'm noticing the most, and I'm very aware of this because when I'm on the train, I'm looking at nails. I'm sitting there like, let me see your nails. Oh, what are you doing? Always collecting data, okay? But I've mostly been seeing people without their nails done. And I said in my predictions as well, I think that's gonna be the theme in 2026 and moving forward. I think maybe just like less nails, mismatched nails. I think that one has been both online and IRL. Do you think this needs to be a series? Let me know your thoughts on this. There are so many others that we could rank here. I'm so curious to read your comments. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll go ahead and see you in my next one. Bye.